Hi, thank you for watching Dig Into China. I'm Dong Xiong. If you have not done so already, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. Let me share a significant political development in China featuring Emperor Xi once again. On February 23rd, Xi Jinping chaired the 4th meeting of the Central Finance and Economic Affairs Commission. Despite his regular attendance at the meetings, this one holds particular importance, sending a clear message. Xi Jinping is taking direct charge of economic matters. This commitment was initially declared at last year's Economic Work Conference, where he expressed dissatisfaction with the progress and announced his personal involvement. After a year of hands-on management, the results are apparent. This year, Xi Jinping's direct involvement in economic affairs has been further emphasized. The contents revealed in the meetings highlight 3 key aspects, signaling Xi Jinping's hands-on approach to the economy this year, accompanied by some noteworthy adjustments. Concerning this significant political developments, let's explore it from 3 different angles. In the news release from Xinhua news agency, the first aspect highlights the introduction of a new terminology or characterization for Emperor Xi's direct involvement in the economy this year. In the past, when Xi Jinping took personal command and deployed tasks, it was a generalization of his hands-on approach to leading a specific task. However, the recent summary by Xinhua takes a different approach. They have employed a new set of descriptors to define Xi Jinping's personal engagement in the economy. General Secretary Xi Jinping is now described as personally planning, personally deploying, and personally driving major national strategies. It is likely that in future discussions by the CCP's party media on Emperor Xi taking personal charge of something, these 3 terms, personally planning, personally deploying, and personally driving, will be utilized. Consequently, the information conveyed in this meeting signifies a notable shift, showcasing a significant evolution in Xi Jinping's approach with an elevation in his methods. Secondly, in the significant political event on February 23rd, Emperor Xi took the lead in proposing strategies to revitalize the economy and boost consumer spending. The Chinese Communist Party currently identifies the reluctance of Chinese citizens to spend despite having financial means as a major economic concern. Emperor Xi is actively addressing this issue, pondering why there is a lack of consumer spending and how to encourage it. Through personal planning, deployment, and driving, Emperor Xi has devised a tactic. Firstly, advocating for businesses to proactively upgrade equipment on a large scale, avoiding delays until equipment failure. Secondly, encouraging citizens to exchange their durable consumer goods for new ones. These 2 approaches appear to effectively tackle the problem of insufficient consumption. Observing the wisdom of Emperor Xi despite the bureaucrats' prolonged efforts to boost consumer spending and encourage private enterprises to invest, the people and the business seemed resistant. Emperor Xi wisely identified the core problem and offered 2 solutions: upgrading business equipment and motivating citizens to upgrade durable consumer goods. In his speech, Emperor Xi specifically advocated for the renewal of traditional consumer items like automobiles and household appliances, promoting the exchange of durable goods and fostering large-scale recycling initiatives. This comprehensive strategy not only addresses the issue at hand, but also tackles the problems of deflation caused by insufficient consumption in China. Emperor Xi's approach is a decisive solution to combat deflation. Thirdly, in Emperor Xi's effort to stimulate consumption, the focus extends beyond encouraging citizens to upgrade their goods. Another critical aspect involves ensuring smooth logistics for a seamless economic operation. How to tackle the issue of deflation? Xi Jinping highlights the significance of logistics as the lifeblood of the real economy. The hindrance in the real economy not only stem from citizens refraining from consumption at the front end, but also from logistical bottlenecks in the production and transportation process. Emperor Xi underscores the necessity of effectively reducing logistic costs, boosting the core competitiveness of industries, and improving improving the overall efficiency of economic operations to connect production, consumption, domestic trade, and foreign trade. In his address, Emperor Xi outlines the optimization of key transportation routes, removal of bottlenecks, refinement of the modern commercial distribution system, and encouragement for the development of innovative logistic models integrating platform economy, low-altitude economy, and unmanned driving. Additionally, he emphasizes the comprehensive planning of logistics hubs, the enhancement of transportation infrastructure, and coordination with major productivity layouts. The development of airport economies and port economies is also stressed. These two strategies collectively aim to address China's economic challenges. The economic efforts of the entire government team throughout the past year led to global skepticism and concerns about China's economy. However, Emperor Xi has introduced two specific measures this year to address these issues. Wow! Emperor Xi is not merely offering two strategies for the Chinese economy. According to Xinhua news agency, he is actively involved in the planning, deployment, and driving of these measures. These two initiatives have emerged as the key areas where Emperor Xi is personally taking charges of economic matters this year. Here are my takeaways. Firstly, Xinhua news agency has introduced a new term for Emperor Xi, Xi's Personal Command 2.0. This upgraded version transcends his previous roles of personal command and deployment, now incorporating personal driving. In the past, Emperor Xi outlined the direction, but presently he not only charts the course but actively oversees operations. When he pledges to personally oversee, it extends beyond the planning and the deployment. He intends to actively drive the process. This implies that if the State Council falls short, they step aside as Emperor Xi assumes control and propels initiatives. This marks a significant turning point and a major shift. Emperor Xi has taken the forefront to personally manage affairs. Last year, when he discussed overseeing the economy, he was still guiding Premier Li Keqiang. However, it seems these individuals might lack capabilities, prompting Emperor Xi to assume direct control, hence the inclusion of personal driving. This signifies a noteworthy political shift in Emperor Xi's work approach. He is assuming a central role. Secondly, holding the prominent roles of China's emperor and president with an unlimited term, Xi Jinping is actively involved in steering the economy or managing the State Council's tasks. What's notable is his specific emphasis on encouraging citizens to upgrade their possessions. Typically, guidance from the State Council on economic matters doesn't get into such detailed instructions. At most, it might be seen as a measure from the Ministry of Commerce aimed at boosting consumption. However, Emperor Xi takes the initiative to personally oversee and drive specific initiatives under the Ministry of Commerce, like the program promoting the exchange of old items for new ones. This year's hands-on approach is notably different from the discussions on this matter last year. It appears that Emperor Xi is adopting the role of an active participant, personally directing and guiding specific actions and intriguing development. It remains uncertain whether this is due to Emperor Xi's surplus energy and aversion to idleness, or if it signifies his dissatisfaction with individuals like Premier Li Keqiang, deeming them less capable and prompting him to take matters into his own hands. Thirdly, is the primary challenge in China's current economy truly limited to insufficient consumer spending? Is it solely because citizens are holding back on their expenditures? While this viewpoint might not be entirely incorrect, it represents just one outcome or observable phenomenon. Emperor Xi, however, appears reluctant to explore the deeper reasons behind why people are not engaging in consumption or why it is sluggish. Instead, he opts for two strategies. First, promoting the exchange of old items for new, and secondly, if the pace of this exchange is slow and consumption remains lackluster, then addressing the issue throughout improved logistics. The idea is that with efficient logistics, citizens will eagerly participate in upgrading their possessions, ultimately boosting the economy. However, this approach seems to derive the cause from the results, which is a case of putting the cart before the horse. Xi Jinping has avoided addressing three crucial questions regarding the sluggishness in consumption. The initial significant challenge lies in the core of China's economic landscape. Following the conclusion of a high-speed growth cycle, both the public and official circles find themselves in a state of uncertainty regarding the future. Xi Jinping, too, grapples with the dilemma of navigating through a phase of low growth. Primarily, he avoids acknowledging the onset of this low growth period. The public is left in a state of ambiguity about what lies ahead, fueled by visible signs of economic deceleration that undermine confidence. Xi Jinping consistently sidesteps addressing this pivotal issue. A more prudent approach would involve a proactive and transparent acknowledgement from the top down regarding the conclusion of the high growth cycle. This necessitates developing comprehensive strategies to enhance people's well-being and uphold social order within the context of a low growth environment. However, Xi Jinping appears hesitant to confront this reality, and there seems to be a collective reluctance within Chinese society to grapple with this challenge. The second major issue revolves around the possible collapse of the real estate bubble. So far, Xi Jinping appears to be leaning towards rescuing the real estate sector and is hesitant to directly address the underlying bubble within it. The third significant challenge lies in the local government debt, amounting to nearly trillions of renminbi, almost equivalent to the annual GDP. Xi Jinping is still avoiding confronting this issue directly. Instead, he employs strategies such as taking on new debts to repay old ones, leading to a continuous expansion of the debt snowball. Hence, when confronted with these substantial challenges, Xi Jinping appears to ignore them. The proposed solution of encouraging the exchange of old items for new raises uncertainties. Can this approach genuinely address the local government debt problem? Is it effective in mitigating the risks associated with the real estate bubble? Does it offer a resolution to the anxieties people harbor about the future post the high growth cycle? Xi Jinping's approach to these critical issues is quite intriguing. It becomes evident that he maintains a composed psychological disposition. He doesn't appear hurried to find immediate solutions. Perhaps, in his view, avoiding the most challenging problems and steering clear of intricate matters might seem like a simpler path. Fourthly, the large-scale upgrading of equipment by business and the widespread exchange of old items for new by citizens. What is the essence of these two initiatives proposed by Emperor Xi? Essentially, it's about forcefully driving consumption upgrades. It's like saying, if you don't want to upgrade your consumption, I'll force you to. I'll encourage you to upgrade your consumption. Citizens, trade in your old items for new ones, and business, you must update your equipment for me. Can this forced consumption upgrade be achieved? Emperor Xi seems to be either joking with himself or playing a joke on the people. In reality, citizens not only lack the willingness to upgrade their consumption, but in the current economic downturn, they tend to opt for consumption downgrades. Therefore, to achieve a consumption upgrade, you must first stabilize people's income expectations. Without stable income expectations, people won't opt for the upgrade unless the new items are cheaper, which then poses sustainability challenges for businesses. Hence, this forced consumption upgrade strategy, whether it originates from Xi Jinping himself or his advisors, seems to be a flawed idea. In the fifth aspect, Xi Jinping has presented two concrete measures as China's economic strategies for the year. On its own, this isn't particularly frightening. Xi Jinping proposing tactics and providing guidance on what needs to be done isn't inherently alarming. However, what makes this news unsettling is that Xi Jinping isn't just giving direction, he is also advocating for decisive and forceful actions. If he were only outlining the course of action, people might listen and take note, similar to slogans like "the two upholds and the two establishes." The truly disconcerting aspect is when he is committed to taking robust measures as the actual implementation becomes a cause for concern. Let's illustrate with two examples. For instance, when Xi Jinping oversees the improvement of Beijing's role as the capital and aims for a more aesthetically pleasing environment on its own, this might not pose a problem. However, complications arise when he provides detailed instructions. If Xi Jinping were only guiding how to make Beijing more spacious and suggesting the relocation of certain demographics or institutions to Xiong'an, it could be manageable. However, the situation becomes more challenging when Xi Jinping not only guides but also personally designs and plans the Xiong'an new city. This introduces significant complexities and has the potential to turn into a disaster. While providing guidance alone might not lead to major consequences, there is a concern that if Xi Jinping actively participates and takes the stage, his actions could result in chaotic outcomes. Let's consider another example, such as COVID pandemic control. It's acceptable to rally behind slogans like "people's lives comes first" and "life is paramount." Xi Jinping exerts authority. However, if he issues orders to impose a lockdown on Shanghai, that would be a disaster. He cannot handle specific tasks. If the emperor personally takes charge of concrete initiatives like exchange old for new program, it becomes problematic. Therefore, interpreting this news, the concern is not merely that Xi Jinping arbitrary directives might elevate the risk for China. The perceived risk lies in the scenario where, under his arbitrary directives, he proceeds to actively and forcefully intervene himself. This could introduce significantly greater challenges and risks for China. Having a ruler in China who appears both foolish and hardworking poses significant challenges. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment and subscribe to my channel. Just click the subscribe button right here. I'll see you again shortly. Until then, be well.